Wisconsin Badgers, they're 4-0 and number one in the Big Ten West. They get Nebraska this week. Their season outlook, just wanted to briefly go over that. Actually, they have a very, very easy schedule, so who knows? They could run the table and go to the championship game, right? I mean, honestly, they have a really talented team defensively. They don't get that big test that they did last year in Ohio State. Ohio State that game kind of screwed them up, but it's nice, to see Wisconsin doing well, you know. But I hope they lose, I just want to see them lose so bad. And they did. Wisconsin did win the Big Ten West last year, and they went to the championship game where they blew a huge lead against Penn State. They were top 10 material. They went to the Central. They went to a bowl game against Central Michigan, the unbeaten undefeated Broncos, and they beat them. It was a close game, but they were able to pull it out, and it was a successful season for them. Good defensively. If they probably come out, they'd probably have to play either the likes of Penn State, Michigan, or Ohio State. Probably Penn State with how Michigan looks hurt and Ohio State can't play defense. So I think it'll probably be a Big Ten championship rematch. So really, I think other than that Penn State test, really Wisconsin doesn't have any other test ahead because, well, they do have, the only team they really do have is they have to go play They have to play Michigan, but they played at Camp Randall. And I don't know if Wilson Speight will be healthy or if Michigan will even have a season by the time that game comes. Because I don't know about John O'Corn. Their offense has already looked really out of sync, Michigan's. So I don't know. Saquon Barkley could go off. You never really know with these games, But I think Michigan is a big time team. They need to be careful in that game. And if potentially they probably will actually, not potentially, because their division is weak. Iowa has already lost one. I think the only team that hasn't lost one in their division. Nope, never mind. Everyone in the conference has lost except for Nebraska. But Nebraska-Wisconsin is this week's matchup, and I think Wisconsin's going to kill Nebraska. Other than that, if they don't lose this week to Nebraska, I mean, you always have to be careful. You got to play every game, you know what I mean? Got to play for that 60 minutes. So if they will beat Nebraska this week. So they have Purdue, Maryland, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, and Minnesota. Those are all easily winnable games. They're all easy cupcake games. Their defense is on point. Even without T.J. Watt, they just look like they're chugging along still. And that offense with Hornibrook, that'll get you through all those games. I don't know. They do have to play Michigan, but they do play at home, so I think that's a huge advantage for them. I do think that Penn State Big Ten championship game will probably be the biggest test. Personally, for me, I think Wisconsin has like a 50-50 chance. See, because if your remaining games are Michigan and Penn State, right? If you split the second game, you won't make the playoff because Penn State will win and go make the playoff. But if you split the first game, there's a risk there too because it's towards the end of the season. So the committee might be like, oh, you were at home too, so you should have been able to win that game against a hurt quarterback. So the committee might hurt Wisconsin for that, right? So it'll be complicated. It'll be complicated in terms of them going. I think they will beat Michigan because of that, and I do think they'll go to Big Ten championship game. I don't see them beating Penn State, but I don't know if it'll hurt them. You know what I mean? Because last year, Ohio State didn't have to win the championship, but it didn't necessarily hurt them. You know what I mean? Like, they still made the playoff. So I don't know if Wisconsin losing is necessarily going to hurt them, but I think Wisconsin, like I said, I think it's a 50-50 shot. I think it will depend on the committee, how they look at this in terms of Wisconsin's competition. And I do think Wisconsin may not get the benefit of the doubt here because of their competition. Who have they beaten so far? They beat Utah State, BYU. Northwestern was a solid win. But other than Northwestern, they haven't really got many signature wins. So that Michigan win would probably be significant for them. But if they lose to Penn State, I don't... Actually, never mind. I take that back. If they lose to Michigan, they're out. So those two games are going to be their tough tests. It's a 50-50 shot for them, I feel like, a 50-50 shot. The ball could either go on green or blue, depending on which way they throw the ball. You know what I mean? Sorry, that was a little analogy I just threw in there that I just thought of. But I think that's how Wisconsin's gonna end their season. I do really think that they have a chance at just losing one game, but if it's the second game or the first game, they might have some trouble because of the weak competition they have in the regular season. Like last year, they had Ohio State, and that was a really good game. They pushed them to overtime and almost ruined their season because they almost beat them. But I feel like personally for me, I think Wisconsin, like I said, 50-50 shot. They're in the Big Ten, but they're not going to get any credit because obviously, like, I don't know really what else to say about this. I do like Paul Chryst, the way he's turned around the program. I want to give him a lot of credit actually. Even if they do end the season with 2 or 3 losses, this is a good. They've turned the program well, and even if they don't make the playoff, they will make a BCS bowl, I believe. And Wisconsin has 50-50 chance, and I think that's how that's going to work for Wisconsin. Their chances for the playoff.